everyone, it's Desiree and I am here with Rubber Stamp Tapestry. I had to get one more fall card in. Today I am going to be using the Garden of Summer Mums peg stamp set, and I'm also pulling in a die. It's a card die by Sizzix called Harvest Pumpkin. It's by Racheal Bright, but I only want the pumpkin. I love the shape of this pumpkin, so I'm cutting the size of cardstock that I need, and I'm also going to die cut it again with the green, and I do want that green to come down because you're going to see what I'm going to do. So I'm cutting the bottoms, the part where the card folds over, because again, I love the shape of pumpkins. I have 2 orange and 1 white. For the greens, I'm actually cutting leaves. So again, just take your scissors and cut, not your sisters, don't cut your sisters. Take your scissors and just cut these leaf shapes, which are, 2 C curves to create that leafy shape. And then I'm just going to glue that to the top. And I'm going to do that for all 3. Now, you're going to see that the orange pumpkins do not make the card. Again, I get these ideas, and they just don't all come to, again, when I create, the moment I turn on the video, I have an idea, and I always change my mind, 9 out of 10. So you're seeing that. And I do apologize, my left hand, yes, my cat attacked me. Can you tell? He was precious and wanted to eat, and I wasn't ready to feed him yet. So, yeah. I know you're all saying, how mean am I? I feed the cat often. He's spoiled. I'm using my vintage photo, and I'm bending in that scored area for each of these pumpkins, and just adding that vintage photo to the outside and also to those lines. I'm going to use my tweezers to hold this green piece, and I'm going to glue those to the top of those pumpkins. Now, see, it's simple. Okay, take your die cut, just keep cutting it from different colors of cardstock, and then just cut your shapes that you would like. That's simple. I do save these. Don't think I don't. Yeah, I save these. I do go over the greens with my vintage photo as well, because yes, it's fall, vintage photo. And then we have our white one here. This is what we're going to use the peg stamps on. I am using my Positively, excuse me. Oh my goodness. My Positively inks in Blush, Cantaloupe, Cappuccino, Violet, Cherry, Fairway, and Sprout. These are just wonderful, bright colors, using all the different sizes of the peg stamps. Now remember, your peg stamps have a registry line on the peg itself, and that's going to tell you, if that's facing you, this is how this stamp is going to be placed. Since these are florals, you can just turn them just a little bit. It's more so when it comes to your leaves, you want to know that, and when it comes to the vines, so that you know which way they're going. I just keep spinning the peg stamp in between my fingers there to get these different shapes. And I do believe the more you stamp with the peg stamps and layer them up, the more awesome they look. And I'm only doing it on the one side. I'll come in now with my vintage photo on this one, again, bending along that score line and just adding a little bit down that crease as well to give it that shape. I do have one of those green toppers that I made, and that I will be adding to the top. So my thought was to take the one that we stamped and put it in front of the other 2. I'm using a standard A2 size card base. A little full. A little full. So then I also pulled in, these are some ink smushed backgrounds that I had made at some point. And I'm just like, okay, let's cut these down and have this be the backdrop, because who doesn't love an ink smush background? I love an ink smush background. Those were just too bright. Too pinky. But I really like these, but it was just too, because I wanted the craft cardstock to be the frame for the card. Now, because these were ink smush, there was a lot of water. So this is where I pull out my U-line 2-inch double-sided film tape. I'm going to have that linked below. I apologize, I don't link it because it's an awesome tape. I love it, but it's not a forgiving tape. The moment it touches, it's there, and a lot of people are not afraid, but they don't want to take that risk. Because again, once it's down, it's down. When you pull it apart, it'll pull your paper apart. But what that tape does, it flattens a piece of cardstock where there was a lot of water or a lot of heat embossing from your heat gun, or if you've watercolored and it warped, it just really does flatten the card out. It's awesome. So you can see I was playing around with that. So the 2 orange pumpkins were put into my pot of extra die cuts for another time. And I've grabbed my double-sided foam squares, and I'm going to place this into the center. And that's kind of why I chose the panel that had these splatters. You can see the splatters off to one side, since I'm only using the 1 pumpkin. I grabbed this sentiment. This is by Birch Press, this die set that says thanks. And it was actually, I have another pot just of sentiments, extra sentiments. Either I didn't use them or I miscounted on my cards or something. Or if there's just a day where I just want to die cut, I'll die cut sentiments because I need something to do, but I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm strange. I pulled that out, and it was perfect because it was on the craft cardstock. Put that down at the bottom. I'm adding some gold gems for the center of the flowers, and that is our card. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry it kind of went, a little sideways there, but again, I like to show you guys everything. This is a card maker. This is what we do when we think about what we're making and so forth. The products that I use will be listed down below. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We are close to December 1st. The holidays will be starting, so stay tuned. What do you see? Not only do we have the Christmas series going on now, but there is something else that's going to start at midnight on December 1st that I'm putting out there. And then, of course, all the other videos, because I could not make those. I hope you guys are enjoying. I hope you had a good time with your family and friends, if you did celebrate, and if you do celebrate Thanksgiving. Take care. Enjoy the art that you create, especially now. Take time to create your art. It'll help. But most of all, always remember what's most important. Always be creative, guys. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Till then.